Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Nathan Fight, I'm your instructor for the course, and now you can put a face with the name. So the purpose of this video is for me to kind of review the suggestions that you guys have made through the survey that I handed out or I provided you guys for extra credit. So we'll begin by stating some positives. So a lot of you guys thought that the readings were very relevant to the course, and I agree with you. Marie Kobayashi, who designed this course, put a lot of effort into that, and the readings were very good. And they have a wealth of information that's very applicable to the different modules and the different topic areas that we're covering. A lot of people also liked the idea of a content application, the idea that they can take their experiences, their knowledge of the articles that they've read, and apply it in a written format. A lot of you also like the fact that we don't use a discussion board as an assignment, and I agree with you. I've been to too many courses where the discussion board was more of a cumbersome assignment that really didn't enhance the course. So that was on purpose, and I'm kind of glad that you guys noticed that. And then also, another positive that a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but a portion of the students said was that they liked the fact that the reading checks were short and concise, to the point. There were other ones of you guys that had some serious concerns about that, and we'll address that in the suggestions. So as far as suggestions, one that I thought was very consistent across groups was the fact that the PowerPoints need to be of higher quality, and I agree with you. So the PowerPoints were actually taken from a previous course that was assigned to school psychology students only. So with that, there is a little bit of quality that's lacking from them, and those are adjustments that can be made in future semesters. Sadly, that's what we have for this semester, but in future semesters, we'll certainly make adjustments to the PowerPoints and make them of much higher quality. Remember, this is a new course, so there are some weaknesses to it that we're gonna adjust in the future, and I do apologize for that. But I will say that the articles are extremely great, and there's a lot of good content that you guys can glean from those. Another area that people were concerned about was the lack of clarity on scoring the content applications. Some people suggested that the rubric was a little bit vague and that they would like an example of what a good content application looks like. Now, I will say that there is a wide range of variability among students in how they're responding to these content applications. For some students, it really clicks and they're giving me high quality answers week in and week out. For other students, they're really struggling with this, and I can understand. So what I'm going to do, and this is my commitment to you guys, is every week I'm going to provide with a short video trying to verbally state the expectation that I have for them. Now, the reason why the content applications are not overly specific is on purpose, because it's covering a lot of information, and I feel like if I make the content applications too specific, either they're going to be very long with a lot of specific questions that I'll ask you guys to answer, or they'll be too specific to the point where you're really not showing your knowledge of the content area. So the fact that they're a little bit more open-ended really provides students with the ability to pick out what they found to be important, apply it to their work setting, and make the information very relevant to where they plan on working. So that's on purpose, but I can also understand why some students are struggling with that. On the other hand, also another area I wanted to touch on here was the fact that a lot of you guys are really struggling with taking information that you've gained from other courses and applying it to this one. I came into this course expecting you guys to have a certain level of knowledge. So knowledge, for example, I assume that most of you guys have or are in the process of taking a course on assessment. So I would expect you guys to know what specific assessments would be very useful with ELLs. And so don't stop from using your knowledge that you've gained from other courses and applying it to this one. I expect that. I expect you guys to be able to integrate your knowledge in this course. And a lot of you guys are really struggling to do that. So think about that. Remember, I'm thinking that you guys are experts to a certain degree coming into this because you guys are about to graduate from the program. So I'm assuming that you have a certain level of knowledge. So remember the rules about being explicit, systematic, and how you address these issues. You need to be data-driven. Those are all true for this course as well. And then here are a couple of suggestions. Well, actually, one that I wanted to touch on was the idea that the projects are done in groups. And that was on purpose because I really wanted you guys to be able to collaborate in a way that reflects what you'd encounter in a normal work setting. But on the other hand, I understand for a lot of students, this poses some really serious logistical issues, especially if you're in a different time zone. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to allow you guys to either work individually or work in groups. It's all up to you. If you're working in groups, you're going to stay in the same groups that you guys were assigned beforehand. When you turn in your assignment, you're going to write the names of the people that work together. So even if only let's say 2 out of 3 students in the groups want to work together, they're allowed to do that. The one person who wants to work individually can do that as well. So it's up to you. I'm going to make that adjustment for this course for this semester. And I hope that eases some of your guys' concerns. Another suggestion that I got from people is that we should make maybe less reading because the articles are kind of long. Although I understand this concern, I don't think it can make those changes because this is a graduate level course and there's just a certain amount of reading that is expected. In a normal course, you'd be required to go to class for 3 hours, and I doubt that the readings actually take you more than 3 hours to do. And if they do, you guys probably should be spending a little bit less time on it because it's not totally necessary. So that is just graduate level work, and there's really nothing I can do about that, although I empathize with you guys and the fact that you guys are busy people, and a lot of times that can be difficult. I would suggest that you schedule your time wisely, you get the work done ahead of time as opposed to waiting until the last minute. So that's really all I have to say with regards to the survey. Thank you so much for providing, for those of you who've provided really useful feedback. I really appreciate it, and I'm going to make changes accordingly. So thanks so much.